So today we're going to talk about the actual cost of living in Southlake, Texas. If you were thinking about moving here to the Southlake area, then these are a couple of things you need to keep in mind. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm a local realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and this is your first time buyer channel, then welcome. This is where we drop everything you need to know about life in Dallas-Fort Worth. For over a decade, we've been helping people just like you move here, and we would love to help you as well. We were just voted the #1 brokerage to work with in all of Dallas-Fort Worth. So if you need to move in 9 days or 9 months, then reach out. We would love to hear from you through text, email, Zoom, or even call us. It doesn't matter. We'll answer your questions. All of our information is below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We would love to have you along our journey. We drop 3 videos a week on the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And with that being said, let's talk about the cost of living in Southlake, Texas. First of all, we're talking about just general housing in Southlake. It is definitely on the higher end. It is a luxury town. So right now, the average that you're going to spend is probably about $1.1 million. And that's up 8.9% since last year. So it's just etching its way up. Last month, the average home sale price was actually $1.34 million. And if you want to break that down in cost per square foot, that's $305 a square foot. It gives you a little bit of understanding of what people are paying per square foot. In December of 2022, the home sales price went up 10%. So it's crazy. Homes are now sitting on the market for an average of 27 days. So they are going a little bit faster. We are seeing an uptick in home sales and multiple offers, so that is something that we need to look at if you're thinking about moving here. You can ask me about that. Now, the least expensive thing for sale to get into Southlake right now is a 1-bedroom, 2-bath condo for $230,000. So it's not unheard of to get in at a lower price point. It's just you're giving up a lot of square footage and probably location. So if you definitely want to get into Southlake and get your kids into Southlake, you might just live in something very tiny, but it's possible. There are some homes listed in the 800s and 900s as well. They're going to pop on the market 500, 600,000. It's just not that often, and it's probably going to go pretty fast, and it's probably going to be pretty dated. You're going to need to update. So just think about all those things when you see that price tag pop onto the market. And just to give you an idea, there's actually quite a few homes listed at above $1.34 million. All the way up, the highest listing right now in Southlake is $18 million, and it's 31,000 square feet on a massive lot. I think it's like 3.5 acres. It's huge. So there's something for everyone in the luxury department out there. Just let me know if you have questions and I can send you more information. Another added cost just to the cost of living and homes in Southlake is lawn care. Everybody very much cares what the landscape looks like in Southlake. It's beautiful. It's just stunning. There's tree-lined roads, beautiful landscaping in all the yards, and people change out their landscaping all the time. You're always going to see people pruning and planting. It's just beautiful, but it does add up. So just know that that's one of the costs that you're going to have to think about. Another thing is property tax. And you guys may not be used to high property tax, but we are, because we don't have a state income tax. So we do have higher property taxes, but they're trying to work on that. The governor has committed to lowering our property taxes. So let's see if he actually does that. But you can actually file for a homestead exemption in the state of Texas. And what that is in Southlake, it will give you a 20% discount on your property taxes. So let's say you buy $1 million house. Your property taxes are going to be calculated on $800,000. So you do get that 20% discount. And I'm telling you, every little bit helps, because on average for that price point of a home, you're going to be paying $18,000 a year in property taxes. And what's crazy is it goes to the city of Southlake, the county, Tarrant County. It's going to go to Carroll ISD. 12,000 of it goes to Carroll ISD. And I've got to remind you that that is why people move to Southlake, is because of the schools. So there is a lot of money being pumped into those schools, which is why your kid gets the most amazing education and top tier sports. So the people that are living there think that it's worth it. If you don't have kids and you live in Southlake, then I'm sorry. I hope that they do something about it soon. I'm not laughing at you. That's hard to do. Okay, another thing to remember on the cost of living in Southlake is HOAs. And there are so many HOAs in Southlake. There are neighborhoods that don't have HOA. It's just not the norm. And so some of the older neighborhoods won't, but a lot of them do. And so they're going to be expensive too. And what's crazy is, like in Frisco and Plano and McKinney and Prosper, they have HOAs because they have pools and walking trails and basketball courts and ponds that you can fish in. With Southlake, you may not have any amenities and you still have an HOA. And you know why? Because of landscaping. Because remember, everything's pretty. So all the neighborhoods come together and pay for their neighborhood landscaping. But it's beautiful. It's very eye candy, but you just may not have that many amenities. There are master plan communities in Southlake that have pools and clubhouses and golfing and all of that. And those HOAs are probably going to be a little bit more expensive. So just know that when you're looking at houses, that's going to go into that monthly, quarterly, or even yearly cost. Another thing to think about in moving to Southlake is youth sports. I said a lot about it in my video vlog of Southlake. In all of my Southlake videos, I've talked about the cost and the level of the sports in Southlake. So just know that you can definitely get any type of coach or private coach. You can get your kid to the top tier of any sport with these private coaching sessions. They're super competitive about everything in Southlake. Some of the top coaches in the country live in Southlake. Some of the top athletes send their kids to Carroll schools specifically because of the sporting channels that Southlake has. So youth sports are a big deal. They start their kids young. It's super competitive and it can get very pricey. The good news is you can seriously find any sport and help with that sport. So I think with what sports adds to a child and all the things that it can do in discipline, in balance, in posture, in competitive mindset, in just learning under a mentor and a coach, and what that does to the human brain as they grow up, I think it's really awesome, but just know that it's there. And in 2017, USA Today put out an article that said 2 out of 10 Americans spend $1,000 a month on their kids' sports as they grow up. $1,000 a month. And I would dare say that that is more than $1,000 in Southlake, Texas. So just put that on your radar. And then I'd also say food. And it's not saying that we have higher cost of food, because we don't. I think it's pretty normal, mainly because of the socioeconomic of Southlake, and there's more ability to eat out. I think that they're doing a lot more. They've got kids in sports 5, 6, 7 days a week. And so they're on the go, they're eating out, they're grabbing quick food. So there's more eating out, plus some of the most amazing restaurants. And you can have everything from high end like Kirby's and True Luxe Steakhouse all the way to Torchy's Tacos and the Shake Shack and everything in between, all the fast food restaurants you can think of. So there are options. You don't have to spend, $1 million a month on food, but just know that because you're going to be on the go and there are so many amazing restaurants in Southlake, you're probably going to eat out a little bit more. So with all that being said, I will point you guys back to bestplaces.net. It's going to give you great maps of the DFW area in comparison with different costs of living. Southlake is listed amongst the highest brackets, along with Frisco, Prosper, and Colleyville. All great places to live. I have videos on Frisco and Prosper. Colleyville is coming. Definitely reach out. Let me know your questions. You can ask questions below. I will answer them. We work all the time. Text us, call us, email, Zoom. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I hope you have the great rest of your day.